Hello everybody, I'm back again with another video, and this video is about the final at Roland Garros that has just ended between Rafael Nadal and Dominic Thiem. Congratulations to Rafa's 12th victory here in 12 finals and his 59 clay title overall and his 18 Grand Slam title. And he's very close of equaling Roger Federer and maybe surpassed him in the future. He has absolutely the possibility of doing that because Rafa is still one of the two greatest players that are playing right now, him and Novak Djokovic. And today's match against Dominic Thiem was a brutal evidence of how hard it is to beat Rafael Nadal at Roland Garros. Dominic Thiem tried his best. It was a real match for two sets. And then came the dips and unforced errors, and Thiem couldn't keep up the high level that he has been doing for the first two sets. And to beat Nadal here on Roland Garros is almost a mission impossible. Thiem managed to take his first set from him after 3 matches that he's lost in straight sets. So in the 10th set, he got his first set against this super Spaniard, clay court monster, the beast from Mallorca. So Nadal's rivalry between Dominic Thiem is starting to get exciting because this is the 9-4 in head-to-head against each other, and was the 12th match between them in clay. And Rafael have won 8 so far with his victory today, and Thiem 4. So Rafael showed once again how difficult it is to beat him at his own home turf, the red clay of Roland Garros. The big three in tennis, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and Roger Federer have won 53 of the last 64 Grand Slams. So you can imagine how tough it is to beat these 3 giants at Grand Slams events. It's surely very difficult because you have to keep that high level for several hours. You have to be consistent all through the tournament. You play 7 matches, so it's not like the Masters events or ATP 250 or 500 events. This is real. When these 3 guys enter a Grand Slam, they are like animals. They didn't just give away the keys for free to none of the others. That has only happened on different occasion, like when Andy Murray have won a couple of Grand Slams, and Stan Wawrinka also, Marin Cilic, and Del Potro. They are the only guys that has come between these 3 giants to win a Grand Slam. So that just tells how good these guys are, how consistent these guys are, how they break down their opponents year after year, week after week, especially at Grand Slam events and even Masters, where you can count a few encounters that disturbing them to just take one victory here and there, and the team managed to win his first Grand Slam event today. About Thiem's performance today, he played exactly like you have to play to win over Rafael Nadal in the first and second set. And after Nadal broke back in the first set and then broke him again in the 8th game of the match, I thought this match was almost over because usually it's you don't come back after one set down against Rafael Nadal. But Thiem showed the guts, and courage and the level that he possesses in his game. He brought his A game, and Nadal started to make a couple of mistakes here and there, and whoop, he got the second set. But that was the only time Rafael Nadal dipped. And that's why it's so difficult to beat him, especially at clay. And Dominic Thiem only managed to keep this high level for like 1 hour or 45 minutes or something like that, because the last two sets was very comfortable for Rafael Nadal. He gave him two breadsticks in the two last sets, so it's very tragic that this final ended almost like the last year's finals. Nadal is ruthless. He doesn't give anything for free, not a single point. Even the most impossible balls that most of the players don't run after, he runs after them. He tries to keep the ball alive. Even if he don't reach the ball with his racket, he tries. He's so consistent, so determined, so focused on winning. I have never seen a player like that. Never seen an athlete like that actually, with his winner head that he possesses. He wants these titles so bad, and the old guards are still ruling this game. So, who of the next generation players, the new, the old, the free 2 or 3 generations that has been lost since this, because of these 3 giants, when is the next guy gonna take the big step and defeat them? When? At Grand Slam final? When? Because Novak lost to Dominic Thiem, and he was one of the 4 potential semifinals players and even a candidate for the final spot. And Federer lost to an unhuman Rafael Nadal, and Djokovic lost to Dominic Thiem. So when will we see the change of guards in Grand Slam events? I bet Novak, Roger and Rafa has more to add to the trophy cabinets. Maybe not Federer, but surely Nadal and Djokovic will win more Grand Slam in the future. That's what I predict, and that's what everybody predict, I think, also. So Rafael Nadal broke down Dominic Thiem's spirit in the third and the fourth set, and he couldn't keep up the high level that he started the match with. Nadal is always there. He won't dip. He always there. He made a dip for 5 minutes in the second set. 5 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes at his best. You have to maintain a high level against Nadal. He's not like Roger Federer or Novak Djokovic. They can dip for 10, 15 minutes. 1 or 3 times in a match. Rafael Nadal barely dips in a Grand Slam match. Barely. It takes a guy like Federer, Novak, or at his best, Wawrinka to beat this guy. He has lost a couple of early runs. We know that in Wimbledon a couple of times against Darcy's, Kyrgios, Brown, Müller. We know that. But never in Roland Garros. And that proves what kind of athlete, monster, dedicated animal Rafael Nadal is. And to be quite honest, I'm really glad that this clay court season is over, because except the few events that started this year at Monte Carlo, Barcelona, Madrid, Rome, if you count the bigger tournaments before French Open, it's always predictable to see who's gonna win. But this year it was a little bit different, because Rafael was without a title until his victory at Rome, and many people started to doubt him. And I made some prediction at different social medias that Nadal is still the man to beat at Roland Garros. He is the man. And many people thought that Federer would dethrone him this year, or Novak, or Thiem. Yes, of course they could. They could. But they don't keep this high level for 4, 5, or 6 hours that is necessary to beat this clay court monster from Spain. And like I said, I'm glad that this predictable clay season, except this year, is finally over, because now we have the Greece season and the hardcore season to look forward to, and that will be more unpredictable, and perhaps we can see a new upcoming star, or some of the old fox that can finally win something. But it depends on the big three, I think. If they still want to win, they are gonna win. Novak will be the favorites together with Roger Federer at Wimbledon, but mostly I think Novak is the favorite there. And of course, at US Open, a slower surface, it's a tournament that both Novak and Rafael can win. And from now on, I think Rafa's gonna rest a little bit and practice for the grass season at his home turf, home soil, Mallorca, where he has a good practicing court on grass. His preparations for Wimbledon will be there like last year, and he will surely be a man to count on at the Wimbledon this year also, as usual. Even if he loses early, it doesn't matter. Last year he played one of the greatest matches in the last five years against Novak Djokovic that he could won. But he made a very good battle also with Juan Martín del Potro also in the quarterfinals. So Rafael is still a man to consider at any event that he participates in. So overall, this Roland Garros event, this Grand Slam, didn't show many surprises. One of the biggest surprises that I think it was the level that Roger Federer kept until the semifinal. Nobody expected him to go to semifinals, but his first three opponents was not that tricky. So spot in the second week was almost expected, but it's not that he lost against Nadal, because I predicted that he will lose in three straight sets, or 3-1 set. Roger played very good. He even played good against Rafa in the first 1.5 set, maybe 2 sets we can say, to call it even. But it was very nice for Roger to come here and compete on the clay, knowing that he still has the touch. He's still consistent enough to reach semifinals after this long break from clay. And Novak, when I saw the draw, his bottom half, I knew that he was gonna reach semis. Same with Dominic Thiem. But I thought that Novak was gonna come to final and finally defeat Rafa here at Roland Garros at the final. He has done that one time before in 2015 in the quarterfinals, where he won fair and square against Rafael Nadal without any how do you say it, where you can say that Rafa didn't he do his best, or he was injured. Rafael lost that match because Novak was way better that match. He was like waving on sky. He just literally outplayed Rafael Nadal, almost like in the Australian Open final this year, but not that much, but pretty similar, I think. So this clay court season is finally over. I'm glad that I have seen many good matches this year. And to end this video, I have a quiz for you. Since it's 30 years since Michael Chang won this tournament as a 17-year-old youngster. And he's the youngest player ever to win a Grand Slam. Him, Rafael Nadal, and Mats Wilander, I think. And all of them has won their first Grand Slam here in Roland Garros. So this quiz is about who did Michael Chang meet in the final of the French Open 1989, and for how many sets did he have to play to lift the trophy? And that's my quiz for you today. Please comment down below, and I hope you have a nice summer, and see you next time. And I will be back again when the grass season starts. Bye bye.